what I thought was a disgraceful end to John Cena's final match. We got anybody coming in? All right. Wrestling is a give and take business. The fans pay their hard earned money, spend their energy, and it's an escape. You suspend disbelief for a little bit. How you doing, man? Jordan, love you too, man. Appreciate you. You know, I think the biggest takeaway is like you have people from all around the world, all different types of people, traveling from different countries, different states, all across the world, and you ask them to travel in the middle of December, right before all the holidays begin, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, everything, and pay a premium price to do that. You know, those tickets I know were not cheap. Um, you do a farewell tour that was flawed right after Elimination Chamber. It was pretty flawed because there was no real um, path after his heel turn because you didn't have The Rock to utilize. So it kind of confused everybody. Tonight, John Cena taps out almost with a grin on his face in the middle of the ring. And here's my perspective. I'm not a wrestler. I know there's going to be wrestlers that talk about this and say this was great, this was great. From a fan's perspective, from my perspective, this was not great and I did not like this. Sitting at my table, I could have thought about 70 different ways if you really needed to make Gunther win, which you didn't. Okay? Because don't forget, Gunther's the same guy who tapped out to Jey Uso at WrestleMania and lost the title there. Okay? Gunther's also the same guy that does not have a lot of charisma. To be a larger than life character in WWE, you need to connect with the fans. I'm not saying Gunther does not connect with the fans. I think he's a tremendous wrestler. I've followed his career on the independents when they had, of course, when they had WWE UK, then they did NXT UK, all that. So tremendous, tremendous wrestler, hard hitting. He's a throwback, but tonight was about one man, and you lose trust, right? And those fans, those almost 20,000 fans that are in the building, those are customers. I'm like one of them, right? Because I go to these events, I buy the merchandise, I invest all my time and energy into this, right? And it's freaking consuming. So you have all of those people there. They are there to see John Cena triumph because he is their hero. They want to see the hero ride off into the sunset one last time. This match was not for a title that, logically speaking, if Cena was a champion, he had to drop the title. It's his last night in the company. He did the honors. This wasn't even 5, 6, 7, 8 power bombs from Gunther. You had John Cena, almost with a grin on his face, tap out. Boom, boom, boom. Tap out. With a grin on his face, he gave up. For 23 years, he's told dying children, sick children, seriously, legitimately, with Make-A-Wish and all that, never give up. You're telling children and adults, and so many people have grown up to be inspiring individuals because they looked up to John. Never give up. It's a simple three words, but it's not so simple to live your life like that. That's very hard. John inspired many people to never give up. And then with a grin on his face almost, from where I'm watching, he gives up. And the crowd and people are like, well, we can compare this to Undertaker losing his streak. No, people paid to see one person tonight, guys. They had the Superstore that opened up on Thursday. That was for John Cena. This whole thing has been for one person. So if John made the call, this is how I want to go out. No, I don't agree with it, even if he made the call. Because Triple H or somebody has to step in and say, John, you've done everything you can for the business. You've done everything you can. But there are paying customers here and all around the world who love you, who need to see that last image of you in the ring with you going out on top. And then after he taps out, people come out, and Triple H, front and center as usual, wow, he's booed right away. Because even people say, whose call was this? Was this John's call? Was this Triple H's call? Doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter. You change it. John, you want to do this? We appreciate everything you've done. You've been very giving. 2 weeks ago, you just lost to Dominic Mysterio at Survivor Series. We understand, like, he wants to put over certain talent. But, Gunther? No. If this match was with a Braun Breaker or, if it was between two legends, him and Roman won, fine. But the idea is John goes out on top because he's a conquering hero. And if he doesn't go out on top, you don't give up. John Cena never gives up. Everyone else can give up and have a bad day and tap out to the game of life, to the game of wrestling. But not John Cena. That's what he stands for. Never give up. Those words got so many people through so many things. And they took a shit right in the middle of the ring. And to cap it off, put the sneakers right in the middle of the ring, right where it says Riyadh Season. And you know what that told me? It was almost symbolic. Because that's all that matters. TKO. That's all that really matters, right? Is how much stuff we're selling. That's it. Oh, we got a new show, coming to your town, blah, blah, blah. We've opened up the Superstore. WWE's coming to your town. We have the Superstore in there for a few days. We sell as much merchandise as we could. This is going to be big. That's going to be big. Then when it's time to actually give to the fans, the paying customers, they don't. How was Survivor Series 2 weeks ago? That was miserable. Miserable. My personal opinion. It's simple. You had people travel all around the world. You give him his victory. You raise his hand. You do the video. He's the greatest of all time. Good night, everybody. That's what you be. And everyone goes home and says, you know what? We saw Cena for the last time and he won. Now, I feel good about the last time I saw Cena at the Garden a few weeks ago. Because it's like, that's how it should be. Handheld high, everybody cheering, happy. You're happy. What is the stuff that Cena needs to put over Gunther? Gunther is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in history. He lost to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania 40. And at WrestleMania 41, he got tapped out by Jey Uso. And now Jey Uso is back teaming with Jimmy. Wherever that leads, I think it's going to be to a very interesting situation with Jey. But regardless, John Cena was not good enough to beat Gunther. No. This spot could have went to... There's certain ways to do things. But when you ask fans to pay a premium price in your company, you have to give back. Just because you filled up all those seats, trust me, the next time they're in DC, next time they're in a lot of places, instead of that big number, almost 20,000, this and that, you might be witnessing 7,000, 8,000. That's the way it is, unless Roman or Rock. WrestleMania is always a different story. And they get their fans, we know that. But they took a dump in the middle of the ring tonight. And if you liked it, if you thought it was good, God bless you. But at the end of the day, never give up, to throw away, just to get a belly laugh, to say, ha, 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 he gave up. You believe that? How ironic. Yeah, you had your 20 seconds of fun. He gave up. He tapped out. But to people who invest time, money, energy, and everything else into these characters, into this company, no. And people will say, well, you're talking about it. You know, they're succeeding at what they wanted to do. You're talking about it. No, I'm talking about it because it's wrong. I don't do review shows. I don't do these stupid shows where, oh my god, like you're watching me watch their show, and I prop up the camera. I can easily do it in here. It would be an amazing setup. Oh my god, this person returned. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That shit's stupid. It's fucking cringe. I can't do that. Okay? So I watch the shows or I go to the shows, whatever, and you hear my reaction when I'm recording, if I'm in the arena, if I'm in this room, or if I'm somewhere else watching, wrestling. I don't need you to see my reaction. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. My honest reaction when I watched it live was, they have no respect for the people who pay the real price, and those are the fans. And as a fan, you don't screw over the fans, because at some point you're going to lose their trust. At some point you will. Wrestling's fickle, man. Wrestling's fickle. Sometimes people say, well, I stopped watching at this point, and then, a couple years later, this guy or this girl got me into it, and blah, blah, blah. No. What I saw tonight was disgraceful. You had a chance to send that crowd home happy. They paid their money. You had a gate of well over $4 million. You had their money. You had the Superstore open since Thursday. People have been buying things left and right. People have been buying stuff like myself on WWE Shop everywhere. They were ready for tonight. And you took a dump in the middle of the ring. Right in the middle of Riyadh season. They want you to know it's Riyadh season. It's all about this. This is very different. I'm not defending or condoning any actions that Vince McMahon may or may not have done in his personal life. I have no fucking idea. I have no idea about those allegations. I have no idea. But here's what I do know. Vince McMahon knew how to send the crowd home happy. Triple H and these other people, Nick Khan and these other people who think they're running this, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'm sorry. And WrestleMania 40, going back to 2024 when I was there, greatest WrestleMania, this and that, Triple H inherited a story that was built in for him a year before with Cody losing to Roman. He inherited that. Also, that stuff, that pivot, a lot of that had to do with The Rock, because The Rock sensed where the crowd was going at that point. To me, I don't look at this as Triple H is the man for this job for the future. I think Triple H is the man for this job right now, because out of all the people that they have, this is the guy with the experience. I don't believe this is the guy who can book WWE shows into the future. This was terrible. You know what else was terrible? Because, you got to turn around real quick when it's WWE. Because 2 weeks later, they're back at you with another big one. 2 weeks ago was Survivor Series War Games. San Diego's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful place. And Petco Park, amazing. They took a shit there too 2 weeks ago. You also had groans from the crowd after the most hyped up War Games and everything. Remember that Raw was at the Garden? Everybody was going crazy. This is the best Raw. I felt that way. It was amazing Raw. And what'd you do with it? How'd you follow up with Survivor Series? And then you have John Cena's final match. How'd you follow up with it? To me, this was all about one thing. Let's make as much money as we could. And that's it. That's it. Oh, but for the people who wanted to see John win, or man, there's kids out there that are like, or there's adults that were kids, diehard Cena fans, and they're looking at this and they're like, never give up. That meant something to those people. I met some of these fans at the Garden. Now, I'm 35. I met people that were in their 20s talking about Cena and how he changed their lives. I never idolized people like that on TV. I'm a fan of this. I'm a diehard fan of the product. But I never looked at it as, oh my God, this person changed my life. I thought that, my idol was my mother. But, some of these people, and that's okay, some of them idolize the WWE superstars. And they looked at John and said, this guy never gives up. So no matter how tough life gets, he never gives up. Who doesn't want to like someone who can inspire them? And at the end of it, with a grin on his face, he tapped out. And just like that, there's going to be a lot of fans. Not me. I'll still be at Raw January 5th like an idiot. There's going to be a lot of fans tapping out of the product. I'm sorry. It's not good. Between 87,000 different fucking advertisements between matches, there's no emphasis on the quality of the matches anymore. You can tell the qualities went down. And the storytelling, we'll see how it picks up. Now it's over. The John Cena farewell tour is over. Now what do you got? Because Roman Reigns is the only legend left who can move tickets. Now, Randy Orton's still a legend. Don't get me wrong. Brock Lesnar, you can argue, still a legend. Roman Reigns is the only person moving tickets and merchandise who's a legend. Him and Punk, but really Roman's on a different level. But when he's not around, it's pedestrian. It feels pedestrian at best. Tonight you had one goal. You had one job. Just accept that the fans gave you all this money and all this energy and give back to them. Here you go. Thank you, yes, CM Punk. Thank you for the money. Thank you for the gate. Thank you for the house. Now, if you tell people you were there for John Cena's final match, they might feel sorry for you. They might say, oh, God, I'm sorry. And you paid how much to sit there? I mean, and I don't shit on other companies. I don't do this. I'm a fan of WWE and AEW. AEW's got so much money for me. It's not even funny. And, their storytelling is not the best. Sometimes it's okay, and sometimes it's not. And their quality of wrestling, they're always going to put on great pay-per-views. They have a formula. They have a format that they stick to. And so does WWE. The difference with WWE is WWE makes you feel something. You care about the characters. These are fictional characters. It's like going to see a movie. And the ending of that movie is a bad ending. A superhero, he's hurt. He looks like he's dead. And then you hope. You say, you know what? It's okay. We have some hope. Maybe there's going to be a sequel. Only this time there's no sequel. That was his final match. He gave everything he had to this business. And he made, in my opinion, a horrible call. Just like it was a horrible call to turn him heel in the first place because you had no plan for him anyway. Just like it was a horrible call for him breaking the World Championship record 17 times at WrestleMania with the help of Travis Scott only and not The Rock. Those glaring holes in this farewell tour are what make me say, you know what? Farewell. John Cena makes his money. Oh, and he's made plenty of it. And he's going to continue to. He's an amazing Hollywood star. He really, really is. God bless him. He earned his spot in life. He really did. He worked so hard. And at the end of it, us fans love John Cena. But John Cena, Triple H, Nick Khan, all the people who are very important, who dictate these decisions and they delegate, okay, here's what, they need to sit at the table and say, hey, we have a packed house tonight. You've sold more merchandise than you can even imagine. I knew somebody that was down there in D.C. with the lines Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Said, Mike, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The hats, the jerseys, the shirts, the belts, everything. It's selling like crazy. People were lined up. They pay a premium, just like at the Garden. Just like at the Garden for Cena's thing. I mean, the crowd, everybody, it's nuts. And how do you reward your fans? How do you reward them? By that? I don't know. I don't know. This was a gut punch. Sometimes it's okay for the hero to have his hand raised. Besides Vince and Triple H, who should be running the company? Myself. Yeah. Might sound delusional, but myself, I should be. Because anyone, truthfully, the funny part about that is anyone could run it. And it's there. It's in place. You have a company that's been around for how fucking long? I mean, come on. Over 40 something, almost 50 years. You know? You have built-in equity. You know the characters, you know the whole history. They don't care about us. Where's this video library going that they're taking off of Peacock? They're just putting little bits and pieces on YouTube here and there. Edited, by the way. They edit certain things if they don't like it, but through the guidelines. And for what? There's no WWE Network anymore. It's nothing. It's let's sprinkle all this WWE stuff across all these platforms. And when we do that, we're going to make as much money as we possibly fucking could. Who's your favorite wrestler? Not you. That's my answer. You're not my favorite wrestler. Anybody else have any questions or statements after tonight's disgraceful end to John Cena's final match? Oh my God, I'm disgusted. I'm so upset. That was wild shit. They decide who wins and who loses. Why would they do that crazy sheet? Yeah, why would they do that crazy sheet? Well, in all honesty, man, I think you had everyone's money. They were in the building. They packed it out. God, like I'm telling you, the millions they make on merchandise. It's hilarious. And whatever. That's it. And you know what happened after the event? You know what happened? Hold on. Somebody sent the message. You're idiot like your father. Okay. Let's show that you said that message. Okay. Really hurt my feelings, you fucking douchebag. Now, anyway, I will say this. You had WWE. Cena wears in Hollywood. Okay. Look, you had everybody's money, you had everybody's trust. And you took it and you said, it's ours now. Fuck you guys. Whatever we want. I'll tell you, SummerSlam when I went was worth it this year. I thought that was the best PLE of the year. That was fun. But boy, oh boy. It was a sympathy paycheck. Everyone feels sorry for John. Get the tea. Yeah, I just want to say this real quick. So, after Cena taps out, I get an alert, right? Because with WWE Shop, they're selling a new mini belt, guys, and 2 new shirts. Because that's all it is. That's all it is. It's not about the quality anymore. The quality's gone. The merchandise sells itself, guys. Let's be real. Me, everyone else who supports it, it is what it is. It sells itself. I didn't agree with letting Gunther win at all. I felt like a Hall of Fame show with live wrestling. Yeah. Honestly, I thought when they showed that video package, they were going to... And this is how they could redeem themselves. They show the video package and then say, congratulations, you're headlining the Hall of Fame. Instead, Stephanie McMahon's headlining the Hall of Fame. Who headlined the Hall of Fame this past year? Triple H. So since Vince has been gone, since January of 24, right before the Rumble when I was there, Triple H got inducted, and now Stephanie's going to get inducted. You think for all the flaws of Vince McMahon, you think while he's working and trying to create a product, you think he's got time to get in front of the camera and pat himself on the back? And yep, I was there for WrestleMania 40 that whole weekend. Everyone was praising Triple H. Triple H, Triple H. Michael Cole said, this guy is going to lead us into the future. Well, the future looks like shit with TKO. Riyadh season, that's what it looks like. Riyadh season, guys. And every other fucking decal they can put on the ring mat. And before you know it, WWE superstars' gear, when they walk to the ring, is going to be littered in advertisements. They're going to look like fucking NASCAR drivers. This, and for me to get on YouTube, because I don't really do this. I don't do this because I don't have to. I don't care. I keep my opinion to myself. But if somebody asks me how I feel about it, I liked it, I didn't like it, whatever. But this was so egregious. I said, I got to go on YouTube. I gotta. This is terrible. This is terrible. This to me, it proved one thing. That they're not willing to give the paying fans, what they purchased. The fans tonight wanted to experience something special, and they did not get that. I'm sorry. They could have. They could have gotten it. But John Cena and Triple H and all these other guys thought it was best to just, let's make a joke out of this whole never give up thing. It'd be funny. Look at it. How ironic. That's a good one. And now we just created a new star. Gunther's been a star for years. This isn't his first time in a high-profile match. Sami Zayn can beat Gunther, right? Jey Uso could beat Gunther. He made him tap out, like I said before in the video. But John Cena, nah. He had to have a grin on his face and give up. Great ending. Congrats to all the wrestlers and everybody who are going to call all the fans marks and tell us that we're never in the business. We don't know anything about the business. Okay. But they'll also be the same people that at conventions and everything like that would love to have your money. Let me tell you, all those people with an opinion who are going to tweet and everything like that, boy, oh boy, after they tell you how stupid us fans are, they'll sell their soul for our dollar that we have. Yes, they will. That's the wrestling business. It's fuck you, pay me. That's how it is. That's what I got out of it tonight. John Cena's final match, the last time, is now. What are your honest thoughts of Cena now, hypothetically, if he did make his this decision? Okay, this is the last question I'll take, and then I'll end the video. I'll say this. But my thoughts on John are he's given so much of himself and made himself available to so many people and has mastered a way in communicating with others, making others feel important, and inspiring generations of wrestling fans who, behind being wrestling fans, we're all just human beings. And I think John Cena gave everything he had to this business and belongs as one of the top 3 or 4 greatest superstars ever created. However, tonight, John Cena and Triple H and Nick Khan and all these other bigwigs over there in WWE and TKO made a selfish decision to stop a message that was ingrained in John Cena's character and in other people's lives. People who were terminally ill, children who had illnesses, but they had the never give up in the back of their mind. And John Cena made them believe that. Tonight should be the night we felt more let down than when John Cena turned heel back at Elimination Chamber. Tonight felt like a heel turn. Gave up. We didn't. We showed up. We spent our money. We spent our time. We spent our energy. We never gave up. We didn't give up on John Cena. And we still haven't given up on WWE yet. There's going to be a lot of people that do, though. And you think Peacock's thrilled? They were going off there anyway in a few weeks. Here you go, Peacock. You're about to lose a bunch of subscriptions and you don't even know why. Sometimes it's okay to take the road less traveled. In WWE, the road less traveled tonight was to raise John Cena's hand and let everybody go home with their Cena shirts on and hats and everything and go home happy. Instead, John Cena, Triple H, Nick Khan, everybody, they are raking in the money. They can't wait to see the final numbers. Well, what do we make from the store? What's the largest gate? The second largest, this, that, and the other. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. They're raking in the money as we speak. All that revenue and not one brain cell. That's what I think. All that money. All that money, and you couldn't even formulate a good end to a historic career. Never give up. Can you imagine all the people who really, live their lives like that? Got going to the gym, got in great shape, ate better, treated people better because of John Cena. And tonight, in the middle of December, on a random Saturday night's main event that was just created for John in Washington, D.C., because they offered more money than Boston did to have the show. Let's be honest, this show should have been in Boston. And I'm originally from New York. And yeah, it's a nice, I guess. Thank you for that comment. And you have I'm speechless. All you had to do was show the fans that they matter. Their opinions matter. Their feelings matter. And they're justified. Here you go. Here's your victory tonight. And instead, John Cena tapped out to Gunther. You never, ever lose trust with your fan base. That goes for sports teams, okay? That goes for big companies like this, wrestling especially, But if AEW or somebody else would have pulled off an ending like this for someone, oh my God, can you imagine if the Young Bucks that time would have tapped out Sting when he retired? Everybody would have shit on AEW. Everybody will still shit on AEW, unfortunately, but people, But for John Cena, WWE, well, they made their money. And that's all that matters, guys, sadly. Us fans, we only matter to an extent. We matter when we're ready to get our wallets out. Buy the next ticket, buy the next shirt, the next belt, the next whatever. You name it. Oh, we matter then. Yeah, we love the fans. And once we got them hooked in and they're sitting down, it's fuck the fans. It's what we want to do. Congratulations. Historic career. And at the end of it, John Cena gave up. John Cena gave up. Thank you, John Cena, for everything you've done. You've given everything you have to professional wrestling, to WWE, obviously, as a whole. And I feel, while I might disagree with tonight, I still respect the hell out of you, and thank you for everything, all the entertainment and everything that you've given. And I do find it sad that the last time that we got to see you in a match, you gave up. Good night. From wherever. And that's whatever. Terrible night. The last time is now.